let's talk about carbons. Okay, really with fatty acids, it's all about how to count carbons and where the omega bonds, the alpha, beta, etc. So why don't we talk about this, and we have some nice color-coded tips for you, okay? Okay, so the first thing that we need to know is that carbon has room to have 4 bonds. So if I just have one carbon here, you can see that there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 hydrogens. Okay, so just remember that carbon has room for 4 bonds. So if we have one of the double bonds here, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would make room for only 2 hydrogens. Okay, same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just remember, carbon has 4 bonds. Then if we look over here, again we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just remember that carbon has 4 bonding areas. Okay? So then when we come and we look at this, first of all, we'll start off with, this is the alpha carbon and the beta carbon, okay? This is the carboxyl group, and so the alpha and beta is always going to be on the carboxyl group. Then we have this omega carbon, and the omega bond would be the first double bond from the omega side. So this would be an omega 1, 2, 3 fatty acid, because there's the double bond is after the 3rd carbon. So this is an omega 3 fatty acid. If we look at this one too, this would be 1, 2, 3. An omega 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would be an omega 3, 6 fatty acid. All right, so also with these squiggly lines, it's kind of like when we were in high school and we were really bored and we'd sit there and make letters really pretty. Wherever you can put a ball, that's gonna be your carbon. Okay, so if we fill in this guy here, you can see that it's going to be the same structure as above. But when we count carbons, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 carbons. Okay, don't forget to count this carbon over here. So 14 carbons. And if we look at this, this is going to be the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so again, when you have the squiggly lines, just remember wherever you can put a fancy little ball, that's going to be your carbon. Same with the stop signs or any of these. Oops, sorry. Wherever you see something where you can put a fancy little decoration, those are going to be your carbons and hydrogens. Now remember that there are 4 bonds. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. But to keep things nice and tidy, they don't always write those. So sometimes you'll just see like the stop sign looking thing or else the squiggle lines. Okay, but just know that wherever you can put one of those balls is going to be a carbon, and that carbon can have 4 binding spots. All right. So so this one would be, like I said, just make a squiggle line, and then the double bond would be where that omega, okay, or the first double bond is the omega 3 fatty acid. So another way to look at this is this way. So this is kind of color coded. Remember, our carbon has 4 bonds. So we have 1 carbon, there's 1 bond right there, which means he's going to be 3 hydrogens to make 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first one's going to be CH3. Then we have CH2 repeated 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that's going to give you CH2 parenthesis 4 because it's repeated 4 times. And then we have C, double bond C, with only room for 1 more hydrogen because that's 1, 2, 3, then there's your 4th bond. So then it would be your CH, double bond CH. Then you have your CH2 that goes there. Then you have CH, double bond CH, again, right there. And then again, you have this CH2 repeated 7 times. Then you have your COOH, your carboxyl group. Okay, so that's how we're going to be doing those. Let's see, what else? That's pretty much it for learning how to count carbons. Just remember, whenever there's squiggly lines, that those are going to be carbons and hydrogens, and that carbons have room for 4 bonds. There's also another question that's in this area that is about what process contains coenzyme A. So if we look at your beta oxidation reaction, there's 4 steps that go into each round of beta oxidation. And you can see here, that's where that CoA comes in. So when you see that question that has CoA as an intermediate or an input, that's going to be this beta oxidation. Okay, now when we're looking at beta oxidation, we're going to count our carbons, and each time that we do a round of beta oxidation, we're taking off 2 carbons, okay? And so this, you can see, is a 16 carbon amino acid. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's a 16 carbon amino acid. So for the number of acetyl-CoA, we have the carbons divided by 2. Okay, so we have 16 divided by 2 is going to be 8 acetyl-CoA that are going to be produced from the 16 carbon fatty acid. And we have the number of rounds. It's going to be the carbons divided by 2 minus 1. So we'd have 16 divided by 2 minus 1. So that equals 7 rounds. Okay, that's my dad saying hi. So that's pretty much how you have to learn how to do the calculations for fatty acid breakdown, right? So how many acetyl-CoA are produced? Again, count your carbons. With each round, you are going to take off 2 carbons. That's also another question, and it was like, how can you tell if it is a mono unsaturated fatty acid? Well, if you come back to like one of these, whenever you have a double bond, you're removing 2 hydrogens. And so if we have like, C6H12, COOH, you see how this is doubled? This is going to be saturated because it's exactly double. But if we have C6H10, we see that we subtracted 2. So this is going to have 1 double bond. Okay, it doesn't matter where, that's just how to look at the carbons and the hydrogen reactions or ratios to figure it out. So we're going to have 1 double bond. If we have -4, so we have like C6H8, then that would be a double, 2 double bonds. Okay, and so there's going to be a question like that. Just look at the amount of carbons, because again, saturated is going to be exactly 2 for each carbon. Okay, where unsaturated, you're going to -1 because each double bond is going to be removing 1 hydrogen from each. Okay, so that's kind of a quick and dirty. So hopefully that makes sense and is helpful. Let me know, and hope everything's going well. Thanks, guys. Bye.